All right. So last we left off, a lot of things had happened to the party of New Ammolia. Um, you guys had just left the Elven court in the city of New Spectria, having given an update on um, movements by the enemy, specifically attempting to sway and or control the goblins of Buck's homeland. After swearing Valeric off for now and fighting a ghost dragon, you returned to the city of New Spectria, only to foil a potential murder and or kidnapping of the princesses of New Spectria. After this, the party decided to split off and accomplish a couple of different errands in town, coordinating with Saverin, coordinating with Shopkeep in order to buy him out of his business, basically. And most importantly, from my personal opinion, murder the Dean of New Spectria Tech, who Sledge encountered or confronted rather um, over the conspiracy and cover up of the details of his Sledge's own father's death. Um, Dean Veritan attacked like a cornered dog or a cornered wild animal, and ultimately Sledge was victorious, but the party had to flee, leaving the details of Veritan's death unknown and pending investigation for the city of New Spectria. You then left to the city of Citrania, or the continent of Citrania, the city of Zircon, where you were sent in order to rescue Bobby Joe's father from the criminal specter of the night, unknown entity known as the Montebank. Once there, you realized that the city of Zircon was a battlefield between the mafia, the mob, and devils, and sort of found yourselves in the middle of a conflict you didn't know existed. And flirtations were made, overtures were expressed, and I believe the party is still undetermined where they side. But after eventually pushing through those events, that you all met up with Biscuit El Pollo, or El Polo, the townsfolk or former neighbor of one Bobby Joe Canary. You then set off in order to meet with Bo Napera, the mob boss, the gangster lord of the area, who was willing to help under the right circumstances, but also was very entertained by the idea of offering you a deal. You could pull from his deck of many things. Any positive outcomes, you split 50-50. Any negative outcome was the card puller's sole responsibility. Desto, Bobby Joe, and Seymour all elected to pull a card. Desto pulled the card, regressing him in experience, a psychic lance in his mind that prevents him from progressing at the same pace as the rest of his party. He was also then required to pull another card, cursing him, mechanically giving him -2 to all saving throws. After this, Bobby Joe, in the middle of a mission to rescue her own father, drew the card that trapped her soul within an unknown object in an unknown place. as her body, the husk of her form, fell to the ground. Seymour was forced to flip his card, first taking another strong psychic glance to the mind as he was subtracted -2 from his overall intelligence score. This card also required a second pull, which resulted in the party being gifted a small keep on the Isle of Pyrrhus. It is known that the keep has monsters within it that need to be pest controlled, but after it is cleared out, the keep is the party's property, free and clear. Sitting in the doldrums of the events that had just taken place, the party was not given but mere moments to rest as winds whipped up, rain began to fall, a storm erupted around them as the phoenix of water crashed from the sky and attacked. In the middle of this fight, the party met a new potential adventuring partner who was searching for their own reasons the help of Bonapera. In the aftermath of the fight, the party has begun to exchange motives with their new ally and determine what their next course of action might be. We ended last session on the soul of Bobby Joe trapped in an unknown object, looking at her ethereal form and hearing a new but somehow familiar voice to her say, "Oh, darling, this ain't where you're supposed to be." And I believe that covers the majority of the events. If anybody has anything that feels of note that they would like to contribute, now would be the time to do so before we jump into our session proper.
Just a heads up, I am running back and forth because I'm cooking noodles and I haven't eaten since noon. So if I keep running back and forth, that's
Okay,
why.
cool. Well,
Bless
then we will
you.
play around that. Let me know if you need to jump. I am going to start with you, but if you need to
Ew.
run and grab dinner or do anything with that, please let me know. I have something that I can very easily jump to that does not involve you. Um,
Okay.
so, with that said, we are going to start with Bobby Joe. Um, Hearing this voice, um, Bobby Joe, you hear the country twang. You hear a sort of cool confidence in this voice. Hopefully, I'm portraying that. But without ever having met this person, there's just something about you that knows that this is your mom.
Damn.
Oh shit. Happy 2024. Let's go. Wasted no time. Start the New Year's off with a bang.
So I'm allowed to react to this, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We are now
So
in. We're back in it. We're in role play.
bet. I guess in my weird little state, I'm gonna be like, "What the fuck, mom?"
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Well, I'd say so. I don't even remember what your face looks like.
Sure. Well, That's going to be a little hard to do with souls and all. We don't really get to have our full human form in this place, but just imagine me really fucking hot.
I don't know how to feel about that, but okay.
Not in a weird way, but just like whatever. You get it.
Well, I had to get my looks from somewhere.
That's what. And yes, there we go. That's what I was going for. That's all. Well,
So where are we?
oh, I've been trying to figure that out for a while, and then at a certain point, you just kind of realize that that's a question that's I'm not going to get the answer to. So, um, I don't know what to tell you other than we're trapped in some place that's not the afterlife. Although I've been here a while. Um,
So we're not dead.
no,
That's
no,
good.
you're not dead. No, you're good. Um, just kind of sort of separated is all. Um,
Damn. I think I know what happened.
what happened? Well, what happened to you? Everybody's. You would be surprised how many different stories there are for a place that does not have any known ties to an afterlife or anything like that. People got all sorts of weird stories here.
Well, it's a really long story, but to make a shorter version, I'm on my way to rescue Dad, and I made a deal with somebody that I should not have made a deal with, and I drew a bad card, and here I am.
Who'd you make a deal with? Also,
This fella named
rescue you hear a beat of silence and yep, that's what working with Bo will get you.
Do you know Bo?
Honey, I think I'm the reason you know Bo.
Well, that just put a twist on things.
Yeah, Bo and I were we were running buddies back in the day.
Running buddies? What do you mean by running buddies?
Um, well, I gosh, it's just been so long since I seen you, and I didn't get to like have any moments with you as a little girl. It's weird to start off a parenting relationship in the place where you're already telling them the ways that you fucked up as a person and kind of showing your humanity. Um,
I feel like start out that way, then have a skewed image of you and have it ruined later. So,
yeah, but that's the normal way to do it. That's how we all grew up. There's the moment where you realize your parents are human, not immediately. You don't come out the womb that way. Um, well, just gonna have to do this, aren't we?
hold that thought.
Got it.
My noodles are
Cool.
about to boil
We
over.
are gonna cut. Um,
Quickly,
yeah.
did Bobby Joe's mom fuck him?
That's a question for Bobby Joe and only Bobby Joe to ask.
I think Bobby Joe's mom. Bobby Joe. Bo was Bobby Joe's dad. No.
Bobby Joe.
Bobby
Because
Joe's
she
dad's
ran-
Bobby
Yes,
Joe's
I'm
dad.
calling it. I'm calling it right now.
Bro,
All
she
right.
was running with him, Brent.
All right, we are. You're
Yeah.
back, but we are. No, actually, we'll stay in the scene. So you. Yeah. So you asked, "What does running buddies mean?" So I was a bit of a. Oh, what's the word for it? What did Josias always say? Um, I was a bit of a miscreant back in the day, and so Bo was also of the same side of the law that I was on, and I would usually get into trouble, and then Bo was the one that would deal with the aftermath of it. He had a real knack for it. Of course, I didn't find myself in trouble all that often, but if something ever got a little too big for me, he was there. And then if he ever had something big come along that he wanted, I would help him out.
So how did you meet my dad?
Well, I was supposed to steal something from someone in the town, um, and I just sort of bumped into him while I was doing recon in the bar, and I didn't leave, and just sort of
He was in a
stayed.
bar.
He was in a bar. It was more of like he was observing things. He ordered like a milk. So it was just a weird sort of vibe, and I'd never seen anyone walk into a saloon and order cold milk out of all the options available to them.
Well then,
The milk got her.
I mean that does sound kind of like him.
He was just so different. And after after flirting with enough outlaws and con men, and it was just he was nice. And it was nice to
I
have
mean,
someone nice to me for a while.
that makes sense why dad was always so protective. Am I the product of a one night stand?
What? No, 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 dear. No, absolutely not. No. Your father and I loved each other very much, and it was legal. We were legally wed before anything happened with you. Uh,
She's lying. Don't believe her.
Oh my
I,
god.
you can roll insight if you want it.
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right.
Nat 20. We're all hoping for a Nat 20. Come on.
Well, with the way that my luck's been going since the new year started, that's probably not gonna happen.
Can I give her a luck point to roll with advantage?
You cannot. It's her soul. She is could not be further away from you at this point in
We're
time.
best friends.
We're soulmates. Apparently, you're not supposed to clean on New Year's Day, or it fucks everything up. And I fucked
Oh.
everything up. So my
Oh
luck has
shit.
been since
Wait,
then.
is that real? Because I totally cleaned on New Year's Day.
As did I.
Yeah, apparently.
Bro, I don't clean on
That's
any
apparently the way that the luck goes.
Yeah.
Me and Jimmy, just in case, we got New Year's Day to make up for it.
Well, damn.
Well, we'll see how this goes.
Just
A
kidding,
14.
just kidding.
14. You get the sense that I mean, she may be leaving out some details for, like, again, it's weird to tell your kid about how you were consummated or how you were conceived. But I think you get the feeling that she is being mostly forthcoming with you and truthful.
Okay, cool.
I will say on a 14 insight that you also kind of clock that she has a certain, even in just like a soul form without seeing like a physical body, there is a certain charisma about her. Um, you are very much getting the vibe of like someone talking about their glory days, and someone that was not altogether incapable by themselves.
Well, so how did you end up in here then, Ma? And what does Bo have to do with it?
We're just getting right in the meat of it, aren't we? Do you mind if I ask you how you're here? A little back and forth. I haven't seen you in a long time. Tell me about you. What's your life like out there? What was it like?
What's my life like? Well, up until recently, I didn't do very much. Dad kind of kept me in the same place for forever, and I mean, he was pretty overprotective. But I finally took off from home when I got old enough. I met a bunch of cool friends, and
Okay.
then I got caught up in some stuff. So now we're on our way to get
Hell yeah,
rescued
you
again.
did. What kind of stuff do you get caught up in?
I mean, probably nothing like you got caught up in. I'm
Oh.
pretty sure I'm on the same side of the law as Dad is. I hope. I don't know.
Oh, all right.
That's it.
Bobby Joe, you own a dragon. Your party member killed the dean of a college. I don't think we're at all ever on the right side of the law.
Listen, I am not Sledge.
We are skating as gray as it goes right now. And your mom would be proud of that.
Trying to do what I think
We
is
made a
right.
living stealing from people.
Oh yeah, your best friend stole a snake. Remember?
Yeah.
We stole from several
Yeah, we did. We had
several third parties.
You just hear a sea of voices. For a moment, the soul energy around you is caught up by the voices of your party, and you kind of, we are on the other side of the law. You replay every moment that you haven't been over the course of this campaign.
actually, Ma. I guess I don't know what side I'm on. I'm just trying to do what I think is right. Also, I have a dragon.
You have a what?
A dragon. It's a cute one. His name is Zane. He's blue.
I forgot we named it Zane.
And how did you come across that? Did you steal it from some noble somewhere, or hijack it off a van, or what'd you do?
No, I just got lucky.
Oh, so you was playing poker. Okay. Cool.
No, we weren't playing poker. He was from a magic fountain.
Oh. Okay. Interesting. Alrighty then.
I don't have any of my notes on me right now, so I'm playing purely off of memory.
You're
So if I'm
nailing
wrong,
it. No, you're nailing it. Alright.
Yeah. So a lot's happened actually in the last little while since I left home.
Well, I'd love to hear about it.
It falls apart.
Oh, but that just means it's all the quicker to put back together, dear.
Lord, I hope so. Because it is falling apart.
And with that, I think we will take a pause on this scene to cut back over to the remaining members of the party. So we will pick back up. You guys had just defeated the Water Phoenix and captured it. It is in your the ball provided to you by Professor Arbor. And you have gathered up alongside your new ally, a sort of squat dwarven barbarian. and kind of are talking over. I guess, what are you talking over?
Sorry, I had to sneeze.
It's okay.
Buck is still like not mechanically raging, but is still just absolutely seething, and is sad and is also elated. There's a weird mixture of emotions going on right now, and I look back to the bandit hideout. Has anybody come out to see what's going on? Does Bo reappear? What's the deal? Are they
You
leaving anything?
see him at the window. That is all there is. No one has come out. It is still very much in court, sort of quote lockdown mode.
So I know I was still over Bobby Joe's body.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I What I talked to you about, I know I took the revolvers and put them on my person.
Yes.
And then I think after that, I would just kind of like go and just kind of follow Buck where he goes
Okay.
after we get the body situated.
Sure. All right. Um, I think I'm gonna say, yeah, for this moment, um, you all minus, I believe the still unnamed. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Kayla's new character has not been introduced properly to you all yet.
She
I think
has.
she
Oh,
did
she
say her
has.
name.
Okay, so
Catherine Torin.
okay, yes. So as you all are standing there, Cathra's kind of trying to figure out just like what had happened. You're gonna have a moment where time freezes for the four of you. Cathra is not involved in this. It is just our four remaining party members from the
Oh,
beginning.
jeez.
You feel wind whip up around you again, but not a natural wind, not something that is blowing over the miles and miles of desert that you're standing in. It is a very quick, very concentrated, powerful gust that just sort of whips up around you as you feel a slight chill in the air and then hear a voice. What's up, motherfuckers? It's been a while, hadn't it?
Why, yes, it has.
You again.
Buck clenches his fist, eyes closed, stares at the sky. Silently muttering to himself, "Don't engage, don't engage, don't engage."
You see as the form of a Lutio sort of snakes its way, kind of like a genie tail at the end of it, uh, and centers himself in your group and pokes at Buck's chest. What's up there?
Kill him.
Been a while, Mr. Protector. How's the protecting going?
But how tall is he compared to me? I'm assuming he's much bigger than I am.
I believe we said like 10 to 12 feet tall last time.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'll look up at him and just circumstances were taken out of my control, but we are doing what we can to fix it. Do you have something productive to add, or do you come to gloat?
It's interesting how easily things can be ripped from your control, isn't it? Just interesting, that's all. Why am I here? Well, you've forgotten about me. I got tired of waiting. And it seems like you guys might be a little more receptive to what I have to say now. Or at least open up a conversation.
He turns to Desto.
Was wondering if any of you shit stains would be interested in making a deal. I've got some information, or I've got my ways of taking some wet sheets of toilet paper like you and making you worth something. Just depends on how much you're willing to give me back.
What do you want?
What are you willing to offer? I'm tired of talking to you, and I know you're tired of talking to me. But
Why are you
unfortunately,
standing here?
So you're tired of talking to us, but you want us to keep talking to you to come up with some deal when you obviously have something in mind already.
Just spit it out. Quit wasting our time. I don't know if you noticed, we've had kind of a rough day.
no, I've noticed. I've noticed. Could be a lot rougher if you're not nicer. But,
What does this information pertain to?
well, I know you're not the best at math because you're a dwarf, but 1, 2, 3, 4 people are only here. You added another, but she's new. We don't count her. You're missing a friend from last time.
You know what's going on. Stop wasting our time.
Wouldn't you like to know what's going on?
You know what's going on, or you wouldn't say that. Just get to the point. What do you
Point
want?
is, I can give you power if you're willing to do what I want.
What do you
And in
want?
addition to this power, I can give you the location of your friend.
How do we know you're not lying?
Think I waited all this time just to bluff with you?
We obviously want the information to our friend. What do you want? What do you
You
want us to do? What do you
see
want from us?
his sort of smoky hand stretch out, the arm stretches out from his body as it sort of snakes around the entire group
Uh-uh.
and then points at the ball given to you by Professor Arbor.
Oh.
Well, this little hunk
I'm
of
just gonna
metal.
automatically drop my head the second he points to it.
Now, this could be very fun for me. It's so lonely these days. It'd be nice to have something worth talking to.
Unfortunately, that is not ours to give. Now, if you want to make a deal in good faith, we can discuss. But you know damn well we can't just be giving elemental birds of power willy nilly.
I think the fact that you've got that trapped in that little ball means you could do whatever the fuck you want with it.
There has to be something else.
Guys, hear him out. We know that the college sent us to get these birds. Sure, they could probably find something to do with them. But right now, they got fingers up their asses trying to figure out what's going on. These birds, and as I look to the, before he got sealed away, were supposedly his responsibility. Am I wrong?
The second that Seymour says "hear me out," I look at him like jaw dropped, like beak dropped, like what? Like
So
that
man,
was not what I was expecting him to say.
so one of you pays attention in class. That's good. I can work with that. You're right. I want my pet back. Clean and simple. And I'll give you a reward. Didn't even have to put up a missing poster.
What if we add some
Or-
things to the deal?
What if you what?
What if we add some other things to the deal?
Pique my interest. What are you offering?
In addition to the location, you remove the curses from me and my friends.
Now that's very interesting. What could you offer me in addition to make it worth it?
What do you need?
Ever thought of
I'm just
becoming
gonna
a
look at Seymour like, am I doing good?
Seymour is looking at you like, all right, you pulled the brakes on my train here. I'm waiting on you.
So let me clarify a couple things here. One, I am offering you, in exchange for that bird, the location, name, and description of the object you're after. And I'll tell you how to get her out. Now, if you want me to add some curse cleaner, 'cause y'all are too stupid not to keep your hands out of the cookie jar.
I'm gonna shrug my shoulders like, he's not wrong.
I'm gonna look at Desta real quick. Like Desta, I don't think he has that type of power to drop these curses.
I'm gonna whisper back to him like, I definitely think he does.
That whisper was also loud.
Yeah, I was. Hey, schoolgirls, am I boring you? Do you want to get back to being cursed and without your friend? Because I can just flip back off.
You're right. Apologies. Continue.
Have you ever thought about being a warlock?
Are
Say
you
that again,
directing that to somebody or in general to the party?
At this point, he is directing this specifically at Desto.
I just want to make sure.
Can you say that again? I didn't hear exactly. I just want to know exactly what you said verbatim because it kind of came in fuzzy.
Okay, my bad.
You ever thought about being a warlock, Desto?
I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna like give a glance to Buck of like reassurance. I'm gonna look to him as for like reassurance. What I need to do.
Buck is fucking flabbergasted by all of this and kind of looks at you, shrugs, is staring daggers at this god, just waiting.
To be honest, no. But for my friends, would.
It's up to y'all.
And guys, why are we making a deal with him anyway?
I'm gonna look.
The
I'm gonna
world's
look
gonna
at
end in a
Sledge.
couple days.
I'm
We
gonna look
can-
at Sledge and I'm gonna lose my cool for a minute. I'm gonna be like, Bobby Joe's more important than this stupid bird.
Yeah, no shit, but we can find her on our own. Just like we tackled this bird out on our own.
We
He didn't
don't
do
know
it.
that.
Apparently, he's all powerful, but he couldn't get this bird on his own. But we did.
Who
And
says
now
we
he's
can
going to come
find
in
her on our
after
own?
us and offer us an unfair deal anyway?
The deal sounds.
If you want to
pretty
give us
fair
a
to me.
location, description, and name, maybe we'll give you the location, description, and name of this bird. It's here in the ball in our pocket. Its name is. Does it have a name?
No, it does not have a name.
Flaps. His name is Flaps. And he's a white wet bird. There you go. Now give us the description, location, and name of where Bobby Joe is, because that's a fair deal.
This
Seeing we just did all this work for you, evidently. All powerful fucking Udaloop.
As
Salute.
Sledge goes on this rant, you see Seymour look at Sledge, jaw drop, and just starts to like Homer Simpson towards the bushes, towards Eluthiu's side, and just be like, "What the hell is this guy talking about? I'm willing to listen. I don't know what these guys are doing."
During all this, Buck will slowly pull out his glaive, seemingly for a second, looking like he's going to attack again. Gently puts it on the ground. You see him begin to kneel. Oh, great and powerful Lukilu, wherever the fuck his name is.
Whoop-de-doo.
I know. I'm not. My head isn't bowed. I'm just like kind of getting on my knee a little bit. We both know that while you do want this bird, and while you do want some kind of deal with us, we both know what you really want. You want recognition and praise for being, because that is what the gods require. Yes, worship and all this kind of adulation and shit. I will give you what you want. I will forsake my oaths against the gods and begin your cult again. I may not like it, because I don't like you, quite frankly. Don't fit like any of us. But if you can help us get our friend back, I will help you. I feel as if my supplication, as I fully go on my knees at that point, with my weapon like pushed closer to him than to me, should be enough of a appetizer. Cut the bullshit, cut the pandering, cut the insulting. If you insult my friends again, we will have issues. You may kill me, but you may never insult me.
I'm pretty sure I did last time, and you didn't do a fucking thing about it. What? What are you gonna do? You wanna swing? Go a fucking head.
Humbly supplicate myself to your almighty brilliance, O great Ilutilu.
Sounds like that's another addition to the deal. Doesn't that mean you owe us something?
That is, I think that is the deal now, Justo.
I'm gonna just like shush Sledge. Stop.
I think in this moment,
You
I would
there
like.
is.
Go ahead, Taz.
I would like to just do one thing. There is a facepalm sigh This has got to be the worst negotiation I've ever been
um,
in. And because I backed away, it is loud enough that Alutiu can hear me, but I don't know if my party members can.
sure.
Can
I
you
would
hear him?
like for um. Let me roll real quick. Let's see. Yeah, but before you get a chance to respond to hearing that, I would
I won't respond.
like um. Now that your intelligence is dropped, um, Taz, or excuse me, Seymour, make either a religion or insight check, whichever is higher for you. Same deal for you, Sledge.
Can I use a passive insight instead?
You may not use passive insight. Um, actually, all of you, religion or insight, whichever is
I'll
better for
insight.
you.
22, and that's insight for me.
Okay.
24 for insight.
Okay.
11 for insight.
Okay.
16
Okay.
religion.
16
Ooh.
religion. All right. Interesting. Um, Seymour, with your insight, you sense that Alutio is here because you've been kicked down. He is here to negotiate at your lowest because he knows that's when the best deals get made. You also hear in your head the voice of Lyra, who comes through staticky. It's getting real wild here. This is fascinating. Y'all could make some real wild deals. But you also could just get a little bit. You and I both know there's plenty of deals to be made that aren't ever on the table. Or you could give him the bird and watch it all blow up. Or maybe not. And then the static fades. Buck, with a 24 insight, you immediately feel this weight on the back of your shoulders. It's a pulling sensation. It's you aren't fully pulled back physically, but it feels like you almost rock back just from the psychological feeling of it all. As you feel every ancestor you have ever summoned spectrally leap onto your back and begin pulling you. Say, no, do not do this. This is bad deal. This is horrible. He is bane of our people. He's the destroyer. He is charlatan. He's a very bad man. You're smarter than this Buck. This is not the path of Dan.
Ooh. Ooh.
The path states
You fight your battles. You protect those smaller. And do not ever use your skills to be bully.
All right.
With an 11 insight from Sledge, you hear a crackling. And you know that it is Gond trying to reach you in this moment. But for some reason, it's not coming through. Desto with a 16 religion check. You do get the sense that of all the things said and offered and talked about in this moment, what he really craves is worship. And you know that your soul is already very precariously perched in between realms at this point. You've already tossed it back and forth a little bit. It's never changed hands, but it's been a part of the shell game before. I think you are unclear on whether or not that means the shell game should keep going, or if you should walk away from the table before something worse happens.
So in my head, my thinking is, this is as Desto, is I'm already in a bad situation. The only thing this could ultimately do is maybe help me to have him in my corner for that situation. That's my thinking is if I have him on my side, maybe that can help when the other person tries to take over.
Roll me one more. Roll me an insight check, and this one do so with advantage. Actually, scratch that. Just flat.
Okay.
Sorry.
Uh, I'm gonna actually use one of my luck points for it.
Okay.
I didn't like that roll. 17.
17. You hear the voice. Well, you hear a voice. Um, familiar and comforting, but not quite placeable. You remember what happened last time you thought that.
God, I hate you.
And with that, this frozen moment within a frozen moment dissipates, and you are back with Alutio.
It's gonna be, boys.
All right, here's the thing. This is what I know, or at least what I think I know. World's ending in a few months. If these birds don't get back to their plane of existence. Am I right?
I thought you said you knew that.
Like I said, at least what I think I know. There's a lot of people who aren't telling us whole truths on anything anymore.
Welcome
So
to big leagues.
I'm working off the assumption. So, world ends. We got dragons coming. We got people trying to summon them. All this shit's going down. I give you the bird. I've got no guarantee that this world doesn't get destroyed and you guys don't start anew. The gods have done it before and you'll do it again. That's why this is New Ammolia, not Old Ammolia, and we know that. So, it sucks that we lost our friend, and we'd really love that information. But there's 4 bargaining chips out here, and I've got one of them. And I'm not giving this thing up for a peddling piece of information. You came to us, and I'm inclined to deal with you because you're the evil I know, and as far as I'm concerned, you've got a shit ton of power that we could use in our corner. But the moment I hand this to you, we lose any ground we have to help.
All right,
How about
next.
this?
Oh, oh.
You tell us where we can get our friend, and we're the only people on this plane that know your name. So we're keeping you alive and afloat as people who at least know or follow you. Tell us where the other birds are. Once we find them, then we'll talk. If these
That's
are
not a
yours to
fucking
begin
deal,
with,
and you know it. You're wasting my time. Next.
look,
Seymour,
who else
you
here
are
is gonna
kicked.
listen to you more than me?
Seymour, you're kicked from the experience. He turns to Sledge. I have very little faith in you, so why don't we make this quick? You got anything for me?
And I'm gonna say in Goblin.
Ooh.
And you're as weak as you are because people don't have faith in you. We don't need your shitty deals.
All right.
So I'm gonna go.
You're kicked from the experience as well. It's just Buck and Desto now.
Damn.
All right, boys. Now that we got the thinkers out of the way, either of you men of action actually willing to do something?
Sorry, I'm thinking out loud.
While you're thinking out loud, Buck will stand up, pick up his glaive, kind of slam it on the ground, and also in Goblin, I wish that I could forget the stain that you have left on our people, but instead, I will simply do what I can to clean that and clean you from this plane. Goodbye and have a good life, or lack thereof.
You're gonna need a lot of blood to wash me away. I hope you're ready to pay the price. Kick.
Fuck. Fuck.
Act
Now
like that
Desto-
wasn't all part of the plan.
You're a bastard, Tyler.
All right, Desto. I know you think about this.
No one's
I know you see the
I
value.
have a question, Tyler.
Yeah?
Can we go in the whisper chat?
Yeah, absolutely we can.
This makes sense. See, we're out of the bubble now.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense.
All right, see you in the whisper.
I'm going to grab a drink. We're fucked, guys. We
Hey, Tyler.
1 second.
I just gotta tell Alicia that I'm gonna call her right back.
Okay.
Hey, baby, I'm gonna call you right back.
No,
Why?
because you're staying on the phone while I close up.
Okay. I'm gonna put myself on mute then for a second because I'm talking to Tyler in the whispers. But I will have the phone on.
Fine.
Okay, hold on 1 second. This should be pretty quick. All right.
We can make this
You
quick.
there?
What's up? Yeah, I'm here.
Oh God, dude. Okay. So I'm going to talk to him, and I'm gonna be like, I can't give you the bird. I don't have it. I'm not going to go against what my friends said. So if that's all you want, then you can just kick me out of this as well. But if you can tell me the location and how to get her back, I'll become a warlock for you.
Just so I'm clear,
Both above the table and in it. Are you offering a full respec of your character or just a dip into? So like your next levels coming up would be warlock, or would you
It's
retroactively?
whatever whatever I need to do to get her back, I'll do. That's pretty much that's my character's mindset. You know, I've made this mistake before. Um, I just know this is what my character would do. I can't pass it
Sure.
up. I know it's more. I know that it would. It's a bad situation for me to be in, but I also that's the person that literally saved my life. I'm not going to. I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to. She has a life. She has a family. She has this and that. My character has nothing. All I have is her. You know.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here, babe.
Alright. I know.
Okie dokie.
Alright, I'll let you hang up.
All right. I love you. Bye.
All right.
Yes. So that's my what's going on in my head.
Yeah, understood.
here's the deal that makes sense to me. You commit minimum next 3 levels to me, Warlock. For each level, I'll give you now location, name of the object, and how to release her.
You'll give me this information right now.
I'll give it to you right now. You're committing one, that you will be at least 3 levels of Warlock over the course of your journey for me, that being your next 3 levels. So, in effect, out of character voice, level 9, level 10, and level 11, your next 3 level ups, you will have to take Warlock.
Level now.
You are level 8 now. You do
So it,
not.
it would it would have nothing to do with him removing the curse. It's just the next 3 levels I get.
Correct. You do
So
not
the
get your
curse would
curse
still be
removed.
okay.
Curse is still in effect.
Okay.
Additionally, you sign up 3 other Warlocks to my service. And you must accomplish this before you reach level 15.
What does that entail? Signing someone up.
You find
This is me
someone
asking a character.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You find someone either gullible like you or power hungry.
I'm gonna cut him off and just like, if we're going to work together, I'm not gullible. I'm
If
not
we're
gullible.
going to work together, I get
There's a
to call you
difference.
whatever you are, and whatever I want, and whatever I feel like.
I haven't made the deal yet. I can walk.
Sure, you can.
If you want to disrespect and call me gullible, I'm not gullible. I'm doing this to save my friend. I'm broken.
Whatever you want to say. But I will not be told how to talk to you. You all seem to forget that I'm a fucking god. And sure, you have your own theories of why I amuse myself with you. But I am the god. My reasons do not matter and will not be known to you.
You're a god, but you obviously want this deal as much as I do. Don't act like you don't. There's nothing wrong with showing a little mutual respect. You can call me whatever you want. I don't care. Ultimately, I want to save my friend. But you can at least treat me with a little bit of respect if I'm going to be in your service. And I keep my word.
You see that he just blankly looks at you for a moment.
Three people. You tell them my name. You tell them what I offer. You convince them that it's a good deal. Once they take the deal, they count as one of your three. You find me someone that's already powerful, and I'll count them as two for you.
What else are you going to have me do in your service?
That's all I'm asking right now.
Okay. The only thing I won't do, I will not kill innocent people.
Sure you will. You already have. Why stop now?
And I'm going to just kind of hang my head.
Innocence is a very tricky thing. Do you really want to try and...
I won't intentionally kill any more innocent people if I'm in your service.
The
I'll sign the
moment that
people up. I'll do whatever you say besides that. But I will not kill innocent people. And that's my only stipulation. I feel like that's reasonable.
the moment you disobey an order, the tap is turned off. That's up to you.
Mechanically, if Alutio gives you a command that you do not follow through, your warlock levels are gone and are not replaced unless you find another means of doing so. And for the sake of our session, or for time rather, and I think would be in character for Alutio,
No more negotiations. Yes or no?
I'm going to look at the ground for a minute. And I'm gonna pull one of my daggers out, and I'm gonna look up at him, and I'm gonna say with one tear in my eye, "Fuck you," and I'm gonna throw one at him.
Roll to attack.
19.
Does not hit. You are kicked from the experience. Rejoin the main channel, and then we're going to take a 5-minute break, but I'll let them know.
All right.
It's all flash, little substance.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, and it's very like scattered with the storyline,
Yeah.
but it's still good. All right, Jimmy, how'd you fuck us?
Let's just say he got his level up, right?
Yeah, right. He's like, if I don't get a level up, no one gets a level up. We're coming here and everyone reduce your level by 1.
So, I think you guys already took a bit of a break. I'm going to take a 5-er real quick.
You care if I narrate this real quick?
Yeah, go for it. Please do. And then we'll take a
So,
break real quick.
while everybody's standing out, like a few minutes go by, and Desto still hasn't come back, and then all of a sudden you hear a pop, and I'm going to appear next to Buck, on my knees, sobbing.
And with that, we will take a
Oh.
brief intermission.
They're hot, happy tears, right? But yeah, let me know what you think about the arc when you finish it,
Mm-hmm.
Taz, because I'm really curious what your thoughts are.
Of course.
Oh man,
Judging by how 2024 has gone so far, I'm just gonna say I'm glad I got 2 characters and not 1.
That's accurate.
your mom's a whore apparently. What's up
Oh my
with
God.
that there?
Okay, that came out of like a weird spot, AJ. So cool. Way to make it awkward.
No, it's not awkward. Not a real mom. God.
How would you feel if anybody insulted Mrs. Grimfrost?
He'd have to find one first.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Grimfrost can take care of herself.
You gonna go to bed early?
Fuck. Ugh.
This is a very intense coming back into the sessions for
Yeah.
stuff. I do think I really like the Lutiu character. I really do. Like,
Oh, he's a fantastic character, but I hate him.
I actually am like very drawn to like wanting to help him.
I
Curiosity
envision.
cat test.
What was that?
I don't know what you said.
What did she say?
I said
Kayla.
curiosity killed the cat.
That's true. Curiosity did kill a cat.
I feel like, and especially in Ammolia, because he gives us so much freedom of choice. Like, there's absolutely a world where we're like, yo, we're totally gonna side with this guy. We're gonna get him back into power, and side with him versus all the other people, and like have the old gods take over again, or something like that. But I don't know. I don't know about this current one.
Just a nice, chill session back after the new year.
Mm-hmm. Just here's all the pressure. Let's start putting it on right now. I had so many questions for him that I didn't even get to ask. Like when he showed up, I was like, "Oh, okay, let's talk. I got some questions for you. Let's bounce back and forth." Like, and they're just coming in, "Fuck you, fuck you." I'm like, "Well, I got nothing here. This is not a good looking deal to start with. So
Yeah.
we are already up shit's creek with starting any sort of negotiation.
Oh, uh, Tyler, I will have said that before I popped out in Goblin, I would have called him a Modoc,
Okay.
which is Russian for shithead,
Okay.
which translate or which is descended from calling somebody a castrated pig.
Interesting. All right. Good to know.
So
I knew they
you
made
can
Doug
only
canon,
use it.
and I love him.
Doug is canon.
Dude, there's a lot of theories, fan theories, obviously, but with the new like I'm gonna call him Diddy Kong, but the Diddy Kong is gonna be like
Yep.
eventually in the future will be Son of Kong, and Doug is gonna be what is it, Zilla or who's the baby who?
Manila.
Yes, there we go. It's gonna be Manila, and that's gonna be the baby Godzilla who's gonna take the reins in the future.
I honestly, if it doesn't happen now, then it has to.
It's just natural
Um,
at this point. It's
yeah,
the course that we have to set.
Tyler, I love and I hate your characters.
Yeah.
He really took the NPC thing to heart. Good for you.
Um, I will say that assuming everything goes well with Buck as a character and I don't die, I need to kill this man.
Uh-huh.
He's
No,
on the
fuck
list.
Gond, like no. He is the list at this point. Gond, like if Gond can help me kill this man, then I may start loving Gond. Like
Ooh.
he has to die.
Say it a little louder.
It's Tyler,
I
just
ain't
so you
heard of
realize,
that.
every session this list is ever changing, and someone just rotates to the top of the list.
Uh-huh.
I mean, yes, but
Even without Loop to Loop coming in, I'm intrigued by Bobby Joe's mom. I just want to sit back and watch that whole thing happen, and I'm like, that can be the session. I'm okay with it.
yep.
What was the Jimmy asking the real question? What question was that?
Hmm?
AJ put something in the group. I'm trying to catch up from all the memes and gifs and whatever.
I don't know what I said. It was something in the time.
When he was like, get to the point, what do you want?
Oh, okay.
Or no, it was like he's like, I don't want to talk to you. He's like, well, why the fuck are you asking us questions about what we want to make a deal with? Like, ah, there it is. There's the
Fair.
real question. Yeah, I don't want
Fair.
to talk to you all, but talk to me. What do you guys want? Come on, get it.
I don't want to talk to you anymore, you empty-headed food trough wiper.
All right. We will
I
jump
have
back.
never been more frustrated than I am right now.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Good.
fuck that
The
guy.
best way possible, guys.
All right, let's jump back in. You're all now standing. The four of you have just experienced this. Cathra has no idea what just happened.
I'm just
Um,
over it.
and I believe the last thing that was said amongst the party or amongst this group in the previous session was actually Biscuit asking, well, if y'all can just fight a fucking phoenix, why do we need Bo? Or you
We
can
got
talk
the
amongst
information.
yourselves.
We got the
It is
information from Bobby Joe that you had told her about it. You had already been planning on meeting Bo. We kind of just hijacked the meeting a bit and assumed that there was a lot more in play, but if all that we're going to get out of talking with Bo is maybe a helping hand and he needs a favor from us, then it is worth reevaluating that deal.
Um, I'll, while that's happening, I'm checking on Desto,
Yeah.
who is crying.
Just popped up crying.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that whole piece.
just popped back crying. So immediately I see him crying. There's that moment where like, huh! And then just like I'm bending down and I am checking on him.
I'm.
Are we going? Oh,
Fuck, man.
Jesus,
My
radar.
character's going through some weird things, guys.
Welcome
Um,
to puberty.
I'll say,
he
right?
came on to me. I was very confused.
Jesus Christ.
I
So
liked you, I won't you.
right when Buck goes to touch me, I'm going to. I'm not gonna swat him away, but I'm gonna kind of like get up and just like recoil away, like in just sadness, and I'm just gonna be like, just, just, just no, just no. I'm gonna go, and I'm going to actually go to Bobby Joe's body, and I'm gonna start trying to carry her myself, which is not gonna work out well.
Yeah. Um. Eventually, like I'll give you a little bit of like time and like let you kind of tug for a
And
couple seconds, and then
I'll
I'll
say
go.
that while I'm doing it, I'm just saying under my breath, like I couldn't do it, couldn't do it, I couldn't do it.
Pick up Papa Joe's body, and then turn to the party. Um,
Uh,
what
Biscuit.
are
Oh, go
what are
ahead.
we doing about the bow? What are we doing about the bow?
Biscuit says, "Well, yeah, I was gonna meet him because I've got enough trouble with if a lizard gets too big. I'm usually calling an extra hand for help. This is way outside my pay grade, but if y'all think you can handle it, then Bo's a bad man. Y'all figure that out. And I kind of knew it, but still didn't know it was that bad. I'd rather not work with him if we don't have to."
I'm I'm inclined to agree that I'd prefer not to work with him if we can avoid it at this stage. So I think our best bet is to maybe just have this month the bank by ourselves. But
DM,
without
do we
sounding
know
Jeff,
geographically where he is?
Where who is?
The Montebank.
The Montebank is at the well, you know the fortress. You know the fortress is at the edge of Citrania. You guys have like journeyed a bit northeast outside of Zircon, but know that you would have to journey east to get to his fortress. Be a few days of travel, but um,
Okay.
unless he's out pillaging, um, which might be a boon for you. if that were to be the case.
Uh, so what are we doing? What are we doing with her?
Um,
Maybe Paul have an idea where we could find her.
I mean, I could take her body back home. I'm not gonna be any help to y'all in the rescuing, but I could take her home and make sure that she's safe. And then she'll point at Cathra and be like, "Now you, on the other hand, you look like you could help the fuck out of them."
I'm uh, I'm going to when she says that I'm gonna look up and now my like sadness is turning more into anger and I'm gonna be like I'm gonna be like I don't know. What do you think, Seymour? You think she should take her body back?
I I think that getting her body to a safe place is the best thing we can do. Uh, Now, you made it here all by yourself, right? As I look to,
Cathra.
uh, no, Poyo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, I did.
How far of a ride would it be with a cart and a couple horses to get you back home with her body, where she'd be safe?
About a day's ride.
And she'd be safe in town. There's not going to be any issues, right?
We all die to protect her.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you've got any spending cash or anything, but here's some money for a cart, some horses to get her back safe.
All right. How much do you give her,
Uh,
or just like enough?
I was just gonna say, I'm guessing like 50 gold pieces is more than enough for that, or
Sure. I'll double check like the exact amount, but that
we'll
sounds
figure
about
out
right.
math later. Yeah, we'll figure out math later. I'll give her that and some change to like, you know, go from there. Because especially if we're out here in the middle of the desert with Bo's gang, to like even get a
Yeah.
horse and some people for that. But then I would turn back and go, Desto, I think getting her home with her people under their protection is the best thing we can do for her right now. I think the next best thing we can do is try to save her, but we don't know where she is.
I'm
So the next best thing is we can at least save her dad because we know that's what she
I'm
wanted.
I'm going to look at him. I'm just like blank staring at him, and you can notice Seymour that he's got like a different look in his eyes. Like he's not thinking clearly right now. Clearly is just upset with the whole situation,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna be like, yeah, well, if that's what you think, then that's what we'll do, right? Because that's what we do. We do whatever you think, right? You make the decisions for us.
Man, I wish that would have saved us so many more problems. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
You decide. You decide whether we're going to give the bird up or not to save our friend. Whether she's going to go back. That's what you decide, right? That's it.
I
It's
mean,
all your call, right? We don't get a say.
you guys sat here and insulted him and jumped around and were trying to change deals before we even had a chance to have a conversation. I was the only one that was willing to listen to him up front. I would have traded the bird for if I got a chance to get a couple questions in before you guys started talking about almighty worship, and then as I look towards Sledge and whatever the fuck you were trying to do, like, you want to put this on me? Go ahead, Desto. I'll carry that weight for you. But almost nothing you've done has been because it's been my choice. It's been me trying to cover up and help with your choices as a group.
And I'm going to like, you're gonna see he's just like steaming, and I'm gonna like bow down. I'm gonna just bow down like, oh, you're right. You're so much better than us. Thank you, Seymour. Thank you, thank you for making. And there's like tears in his eyes, and you can. I'm gonna like take um I'm gonna take my like coin purse and just like throw it at the ground. Like, there, take that too. You make all our decisions. You're so much better than us. Oh, woe is me that you have to travel around with us, right? Hey, Sledge, sorry that you're so terrible, but it's all right. We have him to save us. He can make all of our decisions. And I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna like breathe for a second and realize like, okay, I took that way too far. And I'm gonna look and I'm gonna point and I'm gonna be like, that back there wasn't just your call.
That back where? Are you pointing at us all taking the choice of the deck that the three of us did? Or are you pointing to us talking to the god where all of you insulted him before we could even get a word in to talk about a deal to save Bobby Joe? You can't put
Nothing
this on
that he
me.
could offer would be worth it.
Oh, he could offer plenty of
He,
stuff that's worth it, Buck.
Is he a
You
really
guys
a
just
god if he doesn't
don't.
have any followers and stuff?
You want to get into the semantics, but from what it sounds like, that god would have kicked your god's ass a couple hundred years ago. So
Yeah, well, I could beat up a baby a couple years before too, but then the baby grows up
I'm
and
gonna
it's me
talk.
and
I'm gonna
Mitch.
talk over and be like, I'm talking about that back there, where we were making a deal. You said to hear, let's hear him out, and then you proceeded to tell him to go shove it and walked away. Last I
yeah,
checked,
because
stupid
I watched
stupid
the
water bird is less important than my best friend.
I watched the
Not according
three
to
of
you,
you
though, right?
humble fuck
'Cause you
each
make the
other.
decisions. And I'm gonna storm off. I'm gonna like throw. I'm gonna throw one of my daggers on the ground, just like throw it, and I'm gonna storm off.
I'm gonna
Talk
pick
to him
up a
another way.
rock and throw it in Desto's direction, not aiming at him, but throwing it. Oh, look at me, I'm Desto. I throw rocks at fucking birds. Just that's the decisions you make. Go ahead.
Attack roll.
Oh my god!
I know you're not throwing it at him, but I just want to see it.
I hope he gets a
I
nat
rolled
one.
a 17 on
Okay,
the dice.
you're good.
I'm gonna pick up Desto's knife just because it's metal, and I made it. I don't want to see it on the ground.
It's not my dagger of warning, just so we're clear. It's
Yeah.
the other one.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, it's about to be smelt.
I'm gonna turn to Biscuit and go,
Look
that is Bobby Joe's best friend. And he's heated right now, and I apologize that you had to see that. All kind of going through some stuff. But we really all appreciate you taking care of her. And then I'll turn to Cathra. Well, welcome to meeting us. We're dysfunctional, we're lost, we're all a bit emotional, and we've had a very long day. Thank you for helping us with that earlier. I greatly appreciate that. We would not be standing here in the scenario we're in without you.
At this point, I feel like Cathra has set up her actual tea and made a whole ass fire and
Yeah,
and was like,
for
"Okay, while
sure.
all of this is going on,
Fair.
I'm popping some popcorn, like, yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
Uh,
So,
is there like a cart and a horse anywhere around? Like, do we have anything? We came like on his cart and horse, right?
Yeah, but we
Yes.
weren't that far, I thought.
At
My
this
line.
point, then Buck is holding Bobby Joe's body, watching all of this happen. Just proceeds to just kind of like try and say something, doesn't, turns, starts walking towards where like a bow fortress is, and is like, as he's still standing at the window,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll shout up like, is there any way that we could purchase or rent a horse and cart and
You
maybe a few supplies?
you hear over an intercom. Yeah, sure. You can. I can offer you a couple of supplies and the horse and cart that you need. Sure. Send Biscuit up with the money, and we'll take care of it.
I, I please don't be insulted if I ask if there's a catch. I've had a very trying day.
You just hear me say to Buck, the money is the catch. He wants to get paid for his stuff.
There's no catch with this one. There wasn't a catch really with the last one. You just you signed a bad deal.
That one's on us. Um, maybe I don't know. Okay, we'll send the money up.
I walk up and like pat Buck on the shoulder. I'm like, it's okay, man. It's okay.
Wants to say something and wants to just rip Bo's head off, but then it's just like is too emotionally frazzled at this moment. That would be good. Okay,
I
I
will
don't
turn.
have any money.
I Buck. I gave her the money. I'm gonna walk upstairs with her because I'm gonna talk to Bo. Keep an eye on Bobby Joe till Biscuit comes back with the cart. Keep an eye on Sledge, and just give Desta some time to cool off.
Hey, can
Is
I
there
say
a
something
there a
real quick,
rock?
guys? Can I say something real quick?
Uh,
Above the table,
sure.
Taz, I
Uh-huh.
love you. I love you.
Love you
And
too.
this is entirely character to character. But I messaged Taz beforehand. I said, "Hey, I'm just letting you know that this is entirely character to character. Please don't be mad at me." So I have to say above the table because he didn't
Oh,
message me yet. I'm like, I hope you're not mad at me. I love you.
Not at all. I saw the little blurb up right as you like started. I was like, oh, this is where we're going. Like, I'm reading off that. Like,
totally. Yeah. No, above the table. This is fantastic. I love it.
100%
Also, I
reasonable.
fucking hate
100%
conflict,
reasonable.
and this really is killing my insides.
My anxiety's like
I'm-
through the roof, dude.
Brent as a person and just sitting here, just like, please stop. I hate it. No more.
Alicia came in like, God, I hope your brother's not mad at me.
I think what's so great about this is that like I saw it coming and I'm like totally cool with it, and everybody else is like high anxiety, and I'm just like, nah, we're
He
cool.
is
Like,
laughing.
this is cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but no,
I'd like
I just
to
want to say
find-
above the table, I love you.
Love
I
you
love
too.
you. It's nothing personal.
All love here. We're all good.
I'd like to find
It
a,
just
a,
never
a
says
rock
that
and
when
just
you
kind of
insult
lean
Sledge.
Bobby Joe up against it, and Buck is just pacing, just furiously pacing.
Oh my goodness. All right. Yeah. So you all can send Biscuit up with the money. I know Seymour. You said you would like to go up as well. Um, and the rest of the party can um, talk amongst themselves if they would like. Um, and Biscuit goes up, as does Seymour. The lock on the elevator is released for the two of you to go up. You go up. You see that as you walk out, Seymour, a number of the men and women that had just sort of been hanging out in the saloon, all eyes are on you. And you see a number of them sort of get up to walk alongside you. I'd say it's about 6 or 8 of them are walking alongside you as you walk to Bo's office.
Can I get a general vibe for them on this? Are they like, okay, hey, we're all ready to like storm Bo's door? Or is this like a, hey, we're sorry? Or they're just like it's high school and somebody just like did something so people are just
Roll an insight check.
Natural 20.
Cool. These are
Of course,
both.
that's where I get it when I'm going to
Yeah.
try to negotiate a deal here. It's, let me just take a look around.
These are Bo's people. They are escorting you as bodyguards, knowing that your party just went and feels shafted by the deal that they just got from Bo. And even if you are putting on the face of saying, this is on us, Bo's a man that's going to protect himself. They are there to prevent you from doing any harm to Bo. And that is their sole purpose. You enter the office.
As I enter the office and see Bo there, can I like look to the group that's escorting me and be like, guys, if you can, I'd like a moment alone, and on my honor, there will be no violence involved here. There's another deal that needs to be had now.
They all look at Bo, who, looking at you, Seymour, honor amongst thieves is a great thing in theory. Rarely works in practice, but you're fine. And he waves all the people away. It is now just you, Biscuit, and Bo in this office. What you want?
First off, appreciate you being open to negotiating just a horse and carriage to get Bobby Joe's body out of here. Biscuit's gonna take her home. Keep an eye on her while we figure everything out. What do I owe you for that?
No party, buddy.
75 gold for a horse and a carriage.
Reach down. Set 75 gold right on the table. If you wouldn't mind having your guys get it ready, you wouldn't want her doing this all by herself, now would you?
No, of course not. Come on now.
And
what do you want?
I'll look to Biscuit and go, thank you, please go keep an eye on Bobby Joe.
She will exit, giving you a side eye, but ultimately not prying too much into this, and will leave the room. And you can hear the rustling of her being assisted with getting the horse and carriage together.
Beautiful. So, here comes the other part of the deal. I'm the only one that walked out with something that was not shitty. Am I right? And now we share it.
That's right.
You see it. I see it. We have an idea. When the fuck are either of us going to get around to Pyrus?
It's a great question. I kind of like to know what's there. I'm curious if you'll be able to figure it out.
I'm incredibly intrigued myself. Especially because it's ours. Now, here's the thing, though. If it's my job to clean this place up, and I somehow get lucky enough to make it to this island that nobody knows anything about, I might just stay there. Any harm in that?
No harm in staying there. You got right to 50% of the building, 50% of the property.
What would it take for me to have 100?
All right. So that's what we're talking. Um, where did that go? Come on now. There it is. Doing some quick googling. I'm gonna double check this, but I believe he would say that his. Um, oh, wait a second. Here we go. So one platinum we said is 1,000 gold or 100 gold.
100 gold.
100 gold. Okay. 5,000 platinum.
You could easily build a full keep for that. I own half. Why don't I just buy out your half?
Roll a
Would you like to call it?
persuasion check. And then you were in the middle of offering, so I do want to hear your counter offer.
No, I was just gonna say, call it 50%. I feel like if the whole thing is valued at 5,000, we agreed we'd split it half and half. I'll pay you half, straight up,
Okay.
and that is a 14 plus persuasion,
Mm-hmm.
27.
All right. Um. Also, I can't remember. Did you get expertise in that, or how did we? I
Uh,
believe your keep card also gave you proficiency.
yes. So you gave me expertise in something I'm proficient in,
Oh,
and
that's
he
right,
too
because you
gave.
already had it in persuasion.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So you
Okay.
gave him expertise in something he was already proficient in as well.
Got it. Okay. Cool. But yeah, 27. He. All right. You know what you got. You're a smart kid. 2,000 platinum seems fair for half of the keep.
That sounds fair to me.
Sticks out
And
his
then I
hand.
shake.
Y'all shake on it.
I shake on it.
So subtract 75 gold for the horse and tack and the carriage. You subtract 2,000 platinum for the fact that you buy this keep outright.
Yes. Now, with that, with what I have on my person, because I've got it in my notes, I looked and go, do you take card?
What? I don't know. No.
I hold up the ball. No?
No.
I put it back in my pocket.
We're not quite that legitimate.
You're
I recommend getting yourself one of those scanners. I think it's the way of the future. But then I reach into my pocket and then grab out the 2K that I do have and hand it to
Okay.
him.
Perfect.
2,000 plat.
All right. Free and clear. You own this keep outright.
Home ownership. Let's go.
The biggest fantasy of all.
I just gotta put it out there. Like that went so much smoother than I expected.
Yeah.
Maybe he's cut me a break given everything that happened, but hey,
Bubba.
um,
all right. Well, forgive us for being so in and out, but thank you for your hospitality while we've been here, and we are gonna go collect ourselves and figure out the fuck we're gonna do now. So we will
pleasure
meet you
doing
back
business
out.
with you. And
Agreed.
as you turn to walk out, you'll like get to the door. And he'll say, "Hey Seymour,
Suppo.
good luck trying to get Bobby Joe back."
I don't think I need to say insight check
Go ahead
because
and roll it.
I would like to hope that he's being genuine, and I want to walk out with that as the
Oh,
picture in my
okay,
head. Um, but I did roll because you said that, and I got a 17.
cool. You hear there are layers to the emotions that he's feeling right now. The one that sticks out to you that you can kind of grasp onto is that there is some genuine affection for Bobby Joe as like you caught that he knew Bobby Joe's mom. To what extent
There was a there
is
was a
unknown.
history ahead.
There was a history there. Whatever that history is, he didn't want it to go like that for Bobby Joe.
Appreciate it.
And you go down
We'll
the
let you know.
elevator. Oh, sorry.
We'll let you know if we get. I was just gonna say appreciate it, but we'll let you know if we get her and if we'll uh, if we'll be needing your help with anything.
All right.
Above the table,
Yes, sir.
are we still helping him out with the whole fortress or no?
That's up to us.
You never really made that deal. He is not providing you any assistance for the retrieval of Bobby Joe's father. So anything that you would be doing
Essentially,
for him is an independent, it's a new deal.
so we never agreed to any terms about that. We just heard the sides of if we do this, he will help us, but we never agreed. So, I'd make my way back downstairs.
Mm-hmm. You
Um,
rejoin the party. Biscuit has already loaded up Bobby Joe
I have
into the cart.
I have one question,
Sure.
and I feel like it's a stipulation of the agreement that we've already signed
Okay.
about the keep. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
getting to be a stickler about this.
Okay.
The original magic document we signed about we get half, and I'll either buy you out or we'll discuss.
Mm-hmm.
We discussed, so therefore he can't come lay claim because the magical document we signed previously holds him to that. Is that correct?
You exchange the cash with him. Um, Let me pull up the handout section just because I feel like there's the potential for fuckery here, even though I don't know
Yes.
how. And I would like
And
to
that is the whole reason I'm asking.
CYA.
Like I feel like the way you worded it, by us agreeing to that,
So, in the contract, it said in situations where a tangible object or person is created, the below signator will receive an equal value. I should have added value item in there. Um, equal value item from bow or blow will elect to split the creation's power. Um, the intent there, um, forgive me for kind of saying intent with a contract, but I threw that together on the fly.
no,
Um,
yeah, no,
either you or Bo would receive a equal value item there. That is the only thing that I feel like should be clarified. Um, but otherwise, yeah, I think you're on board with everything.
Okay, I just want to make sure that, like, in theory, there's no magical claim that he has on. Now, of course, you could try to get people together and storm it or whatever, like, 100% separate.
Yeah, but you've bought
It's
him
not like
out.
yeah, I was gonna say, it's not like it's one of those where it's like, I can forbid you to be here. Actually, no, I own the place.
No,
Like,
you're good. You know that
okay,
you are covered by giving him the 2,000 platinum.
the bard is a stickler about the contracts. Okay.
Uh-huh. You're good. Um,
Um, yeah,
so
then I
yeah,
walk out,
you
join the party.
rejoin the party. Biscuit is already loaded Bobby Joe up into the cart and is kind of sitting ready to snap the reins. And we're not going to rewind and like fully play out the scene, but I think for an additional, um, call it 250 gold, um, Bo would have raised the idea of, do you want horses in order to get to the fortress?
I'd say yeah. I'd say in that moment, um, been like, hey, we need horses for her to get her back to town, and then we're gonna need some horses for us to get to wherever the hell we're gonna end up after this.
Yep. So,
Which we have to go to town with her to then go to the Montebank, right? It's on the way, so we can like kind of escort the body.
yeah, you could.
I think that's our plan, or at least that's what I would pitch to the group if they're okay with that.
Okay. So you have the other horses waiting for you as
I'll pay
well.
250 for 5 horses,
Yep.
and
I hope one of them is big.
well, can't you shrink down to size?
For squeezing into a tight place, yes, but that doesn't mean that I'm not like fucking gangly and heavy.
Um, but I would pitch that out, and then I would bring out a horse and uh, give the reins of it and tie it up next to Cathra and say, as a sign of good faith and thank you for helping us out back there, this horse is yours. You to do what you will with it. Um, but we have beef with the Montebank, and I believe that's where we're heading next. What's on the horizon for you?
Cathra,
Sorry,
you're
I'm
good.
getting tired.
Um, did you hear what I said or no?
No, go ahead, repeat it.
So I bought another horse, and I tie it up next to you and go, as a sign of good faith and thank you for helping us. This horse is yours, for you to travel with and do what you please. We have beef with the Montebank, but I can't, in good faith, force you or ask you to come with us. Uh, but I do ask, what is your purpose of being here?
I mean, I came to find Bo to make a deal too.
What was the deal you were trying to make?
Well, I guess you can't really say that I was trying to make a deal. I was just trying to figure out what was going on in my town.
Is what's
Yeah,
going on? The ghost town.
you know, that's all that's left is ghosts. Because whatever's going on with all these, what are they called again?
The Montebank?
Yeah.
Or is it the ghosts and the Montebank are all okay? Well, we're heading up that way, and we're going to try to deal with that ourselves. If you'd be so inclined, would you be willing to join us as we investigate and deal with it with our own two hands?
Well, if y'all will have me. Seems interesting just tagging along to begin with.
I can speak for everybody here, even though some may not want me to. You are definitely a prowess warrior that we would happily accept for what's coming up.
Well, all right then. Consider me a part of your crew for now.
Considered.
All right. Um, I, as the DM, will now step in here and say that the party journeys for the next day, reaching the village of Parma. You find a town that just resembles a small old west town. You see saloon, you see general stores, you see traders and an inn, a number of farms dot the perimeter of the village. Um, and Bobby Joe is taken to Biscuit's farm um, and laid up in their guest room. Unless there is anything specific the party would like to do, I will actually narrate that the party continues their journey after a night's rest, pushing to the fortress of the Montebank.
Um, very quick, Buck. Before I go to bed, before this, right? Like this is a multiple day journey.
Yes.
Okay. Before we go to bed on the first day, Buck will stay up just a little bit later, uh, making sure that everybody is okay, and then we'll uh, like check in with the ancestors, like, hey, you know that I totally wasn't like actually going to do anything with what's his bucket. It was ac totally a ruse. I was just going to buy time to save my friend. Um, I heard a story once about 300 warriors who bravely stood up against the tyrant. And in one of those, guy went on his knee and like kapow, like jumped up and killed the guy, and was kind of what I was going for. Uh, Actually, no, I'm totally lying. I was totally going to like do the whole deal. I'm just very confused, and this is way over, and trying to do the best I can. Thank you all for stepping in. Um, I'm really frazzled, and I need more alcohol, both in and out of character.
The hero's journey always has moments of darkness. This is part of what makes them a hero. But playing with gods is always something that requires precautions. And trickery is a dangerous game. And to be quite honest, Buck, it is not your strongest weapon.
This is fair. Um, what will it take to kill him?
You will need to become a god yourself or amass that sort of power.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Gonna get right on that. Shit. Ah, what if we set up a god cage match? Can we do that?
If you were also a god, sure, probably.
No, 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 no. I'm not talking as a fighter. I'm talking about as a promoter.
You
I'm
just
trying to get
hear
Vince McMahon up in this bitch.
you hear just like in your subconscious, in your mind, you just hear like a maybe.
Gond versus Elutilu. Falls count anywhere. No holds barred. Fight to the death.
Perhaps this is not how they fight. Who's to say?
I see I see license for rent money. But okay, good to know. I keyed. I thank you all. Um, also, quickly before you go, when I summon y'all and you do like helping me in combat thing, can I like do anything to help you? Can I like is are you looking to do anything else? Like, are you good? Like doing what we're doing?
Oh, we're great. No, this is we cannot be harmed really. Um, it is only through you that we are accessible to the material plane. So, you keeping you safe is best way for us to continue to be there. But we can't be hurt anymore. We've taken the hits we are meant to take. Anything else at this point, we just give. Um, but no, but this is very nice. You are very sweet to ask, but think of you hear you hear the hesitation of someone that is trying to explain the cosmological forces and like the spirituality of what their existence is and how it operates,
Mhm.
and they just kind of stutter out like it is it is like dog you are taking for a walk. We just like being outside.
Hear the gears turning all the time, just in combat. Can I take you for a walk before bed?
Probably. I mean, if you have that sort of access to your rage or battle focus, probably.
Buck hesitantly rages.
You center yourself
Just
in this like
just like
you center yourself in this room that you guys are all staying in like a tavern or the tavern in town, and yeah, they all kind of just like pop out, and like you see some of them start wrestling with each other. A few others like sit down and are making like spectral tea, um, and others still are just kind of like touching walls and like crawling all over the place. Like you've got a room full of specters. Um,
just toddlers, just
uh-huh,
spectral toddlers.
pretty much.
I look around very quickly. If any of my party is still awake, do any of them see the spectral goblin toddler running around?
I think everybody's asleep unless someone wants to make a case of why their character would be awake. All right.
I'd probably be in and out of sleep, but I would say just more like in and out of.
Roll me a d20
I
then.
probably
If
wouldn't notice.
roll me a d20, evens you're awake, odds you're asleep.
6.
You're awake. Desto, you are. I don't know how Desto sleeps as far as like stomach or side or whatever, but your eyes open for a moment, and you
I
haven't.
perch.
Okay, you perch. So you kind of your eyes open, and you kind of hazily are like scrubbing at them a little bit, and you see these ethereal like green pale specters just filling the room, not emitting any light, but you can see their form through the darkness. And you
I'm
see that Buck is kind of interacting with a few of them and is the reason that they are all here now.
cool. I'm going to see this, and my first thought is that this is the darkness like fucking with me, and I'm having like a nightmare. So I'm going to close my eyes tighter.
Okay. With that, we will say that the party awakes the next morning, journeys to the fortress of the Montebank. You all get the benefits of a long rest. You are fully recharged. Four of you at level 9, one of you at level 8. And for the last event of our session tonight, we are going to jump back to the soul of Bobby Joe.
Very quickly, I will say for everybody else, now I can give it to 4 people. So the everybody else, so the entire party besides me can gain 4 temporary hit points.
Awesome. Go ahead and throw it on there.
Yeah.
Um, Bobby Joe, you've spent. Well, gosh, it's tough to tell how long you've been here. You know you've been talking a while. There's something about your mom that as soon as you started telling stories, she kind of just kept giving you the energy to like, whenever you were start to think about, well, gee, I've been talking a while. Maybe should I ask her another question? I still didn't get an answer on some of what I had asked. She'll ask another question about the story, and you'll kind of get excited and be like, oh, well, then this happened. And so this goes on for a while. Um, and then eventually the there is a moment of like silence and kind of that pregnant pause in the conversation where both people are debating whether or not to like get a little more marrow out of what they had just talked about, or if they're jumping to a new topic. What topic should they jump to? Who's doing the jumping? Like both sizing each other up in a conversation, not in an aggressive or any sort of battle of wit sort of way, but just the dance has taken a beat. What would you think that Bobby Joe is thinking about at this point in time? What are the questions that are weighing on her mind? Like, how do you think Bobby Joe feels about the fact that she's seeing her mom again, even if it's just in spirit?
Well, I feel like she's excited, but also curious. She, like, where'd you go? Why'd you leave? Like, why can't you get back to the normal plane? I'm like, all that fun stuff.
Sure. Um, if you were to say one question, what do you think the main question that Bobby Joe's actually wondering is?
Why'd you leave?
Well, I uh, I didn't plan on coming here, darling. It just sort of happened. Bode sent me on a job, and things got a little out of hand. So I ended up here.
What kind of job?
Oh, he was trying to track down this book. Um, he said it had some sort of magic power in it, but he was going to pay me a lot, so I figured I'd check it out. He found these guys that found it, and they were holed up in a cave, and when I got there, I was just trying to talk to him. I was pretending I was lost and traveler, like I'd been hiking a little bit, and could they share any water? And it was a couple of guys, so it was sort of did the old I'm just a little old girl lost in the desert. Sure would be nice if a strong man came along and helped me. They're always suckers for that. But I guess I wasn't quite as convincing as I thought this time. And one of them, well, he did something with the book, and I just remember that right as whatever happened that got me here, this big, I think it was a devil, just popped up in the cave.
The devil popped up in the cave?
I think so. It was almost like we traded places. And he was this like, oh gosh, he was so big and just crimson red, and he had these huge horns. And
Did he happen to swear a lot?
Bobby Joe, roll a history check with advantage.
No, my phone's dying. Where's history? Oh fuck! I rolled the same exact number twice in a row.
And it was super high, right?
It was a 9.
Okay. With a 9, unfortunately, all I can tell you is you're referencing Elutiu, correct?
Yeah.
On a 9, you remember that Elutiu is a god, not a devil. So it's not Elutiu.
But I mean, I know where this is going. But I know Bobby Joe probably doesn't know. So I don't know what to do in this moment.
Yeah, I think that no, he didn't. He didn't swear a lot. He was just sort of. He was real threatening, and he had this deep voice. I don't know, but I don't know. You're. I'm sorry I wasn't there. Your dad never knew. I never told him. But even after we got married, I was still working for Bo. didn't. Hmm.
I was just gonna say that would make sense as to why Dad didn't know where you went.
He was, gosh, he was so nice, but he just, it was like I got put in a box or a cage or something. It's just after all those years of handling things myself, I could never give that up. I think there's something in our blood that you and me, girl, we gotta be free. We gotta be wild. We're not meant to stay in one place for too long.
Yeah, I get that. Still kind of sucked though.
I know, darling. I'm sorry.
Well, the good thing is I ended up with a group of friends that are pretty good at figuring this shit out. So hopefully they're putting the same pieces together that I'm trying to put together, and they can get us out of there or out of here.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Um, and I think with that, we will fade to black on this session. Bobby Joe putting the pieces together of her relationship with her mom and the history of how her mom got to this place and the party staring at the fortress of the Montebank. That is all for tonight's session.